It's always happened to Karnage eSports logo. There we go. Oops, now I clicked in the wrong place. In the upper left-hand corner to start things off, it's going to be the red Protoss player picking the colour to match his team logo. It's Ike, the Norwegian Protoss. Is he going to be able to do this? Can he take at least a single game off of StarTale? Because every game they take here is going to be a victory, especially when the first player out from StarTale is the Terran. It is Alive. He's playing the Green Terran in the lower right-hand corner. Cross maps here on Nimbus. Worth saying that Alive did lose on this map last week when he played against Vega Squadron's Freya. Freya hit him with a 2-base closest time, and Alive, his counter-attack, he kind of lost all his units for nothing, and you know, things didn't go too well for him. But let's see how he can do here today in this TVP. Of course, StarTale is their first season in the SC2ITL, with a match score of 8-3 in the group stage plus 12 maps, and of course in the round of 8 a 4-1 victory over Vega Squadron. And Karnage eSports also had a 4-1 victory in the round of 8 over Red Bloods, and they finished 4th in their group with a they didn't finish with a 9-2 match score, they finished with a 7-4 match score, so I don't actually know what's gone on wrong with the overlay there, but hey ho, not everything works. I think they were plus 13. I'm gonna go and fix that if I can figure it out fast enough. Dun 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 dun. Oh, it's a race against time. Find the right file, open it. They finished 7-4, and I think it's plus 13. I'm not sure. I'm just going to put plus 13 in just to fix things. And that should be fixed for next time we bring it up, which will be exciting. Okay, great. So, let's go into this game and see what's going to happen. It's a Nexus first here for Ike, and we will have a Reaper coming up here in a few moments for Alive, so he's going to get that Reaper out, start scouting, already scouting to the upper right hand corner of the map with his first probe, trying to find out where exactly his opponent is. Now he might be able to spot this probe coming in from the left, and that may tell him that this is going to be a cross position game. Sees that probe coming in from the top left. I mean, depends how early Ike sent out this probe to scout, so you know, this could be the second position Ike spots for all Alive knows, but I think it's a fair guess that no one really scouts that early anymore. So coming over to the left hand side now, Alive going to see his opponents in the top left position. This first Reaper is already rallied up to actually intercept this probe, so quite nice, going to intercept this probe nice and quickly. And Alive, he's pulled out of gas. He's going to go out and add on 2 more barracks here nice and quickly, and this probe is killed off without too much of an issue. So Alive now going to be able to move across the map, and let's see what he's going to be able to get done here, as we see an SCV coming into the main base, being kind of boosted out. And Cybernex core is not yet finished, so because it's a Nexus first, this Reaper's actually going to have a little while where he's going to be able to do a little bit of damage. Now, of course, he's pretty much walled off in this side of his mineral line, so he's already trying to limit the number of ways in which you know, damage can be done. He's also walled off in the back here, so it's going to be quite hard for this Reaper to get too much done. He comes up, sees the Nexus first, and Alive will know what he's up against here straight away, as again, back at home, his own command center's coming up, he's got 2 more barracks coming down. So again, a little while before any kind of anti-air comes in here for our Protoss player, and he will lose 1 probe here already, as this second probe's about to go down, and I'm not sure if Ike really needed to pull out all of those probes to turn that away, but loses 2 workers, and of course he lost that worker which was moving around the map to scout as well. So that's 3 kills in total on this Reaper, as the command center is about to finish up here. Our double extra barracks are about to finish up as well, and Alive drops a tech lab and gets ready to go into the next part of this game. Plates are being taken down by these 2 Marines, and yeah, things looking okay right now. In all honesty, for these guys, for both players, things looking pretty standard, not too crazy. And this Reaper turned around by the Stalker and Zealot at the front. Concussive Shell's coming in here to begin with for Alive, so it looks as though he wants to get a little bit aggressive nice and quickly, as Ike drops his robotics facilities. Are going to be looking to try and get into that Colossus tech as fast as he can. And of course get a few observers out as well. Reaper's still here, and we'll see how much damage Alive can do with this concussive shells push. I mean, his first Marauder is about to pop out. He's already rallying that across the map, rallying everything across the map now, and should grab the rest of his units here and begin to move across with these, as this Reaper's staying alive as well. And I mean, with this kind of push, every single unit's going to help him out a little bit. And what he could maybe do for the Reaper is, of course, maybe pull it around the left-hand side and hop in and maybe pull these units out of position once again. Depends how smart Ike's been and how patient he's been. There's a very fast Robo Bay comes in here. No observers or anything, straight into the Robo Bay. And it looks as though Ike is going to try and hit a 2-base Colossus timing here. Maybe been looking at that VOD from last week and may try and hit something similar, which did kill off Alive then. Not sure what just happened at the front, but this Reaper looks as though it was the Reaper actually just poking forward, and the Reaper may jump into the main base once again now. Mortal's on the way out, And this Reaper's going to come in and try and pick up a probe or two. Going to bait some units away from the front. And oh no, Ike's completely fallen for it. He's gone for absolutely everything. And Alive can run straight up into the main base right now. And the Mothership Core's out of position. Everything is out of position as Alive comes in here. And again, he's got Constellation Shells. He's going to kill this Sentry. He's going to kill this Zealot without an issue. And Ike is going to start taking some pretty early damage here. As some probes just going to get targeted down. And Alive is going to sit here and get killed off. But I mean, he's doing so much damage and so many workers killed off here to begin the game. 14 workers killed and Alive. Yes, he loses a lot of army forward, but he also sees the Robobee. He sees the Chrono Boost on the Colossi, and he knows now this is probably going to be something a little bit aggressive coming out of his opponent. The factory is finished up here. He's going to be able to drop a starport very soon, just currently rallying his units into his natural in case of an early warp prism, which is definitely a possibility as well out of this robotics facility. And yeah, not too much else happening right now then, as starport on the way up, a reactor coming down on the factory as well. And Alive just going to start pushing out with another group of units. No medevacs just yet though, so can't really do all too much, as Ike is still yet to add on gateways, still yet to add on, well, anything, as he's just building up Colossi. Second Colossus now on the way, extended thermal lance coming in as well. And moving to the middle of the map Alive. He has Stim Pack about to finish. His combat shields and +1 are on the way as well. And his first two medevacs are about to begin building as this factory swaps off the reactor, and the starport will jump onto that. And Alive continues to rally across the map here. So starport lands, and a couple of medevacs going to start popping out, and a reactor coming down in this factory as well. So another reactor. Interesting to see what exactly that's going to be used for, as Alive needs to be a little bit careful here. First Colossus is out, and he will spot that with that Marine. There's 3 extra gateways already being added on here by Ike, and maybe another couple to follow here in the very near future, because again, it doesn't look as though he's too interested in taking a third base. He doesn't look too interested in taking up raids or anything which would further him into the mid game. It looks as though he wants to hit one strong timing with 3 Colossi and move across the map with that. Again, I guess, okay, there we go, the extra gateway is starting to come down, and that should pretty much solidify our idea of what's going on here. There we go, going up to 6 gateways, and it looks as though he's waiting to add on a 7th as well now, as Alive just continues to kind of rally to the middle of the map, sending probes, Marines out all over the place. Wants to check that there's no hidden base going on, as another couple of medevacs start up, a couple of mines being added on too. And do we have an observer out? We do not, so no observer out for Ike right now, as he adds on 4 more gates in total, taking us up to 8 gateways then, as you know, Alive will see this. He kills off that first probe, and that's pretty nice. So immediately, this is a good start for Alive, actually. He's going to be able to, you know, delay the amount of time before a probe gets across the map to put down some pylons. In fact, Ike not bringing another probe yet. Now he starts to bring one. So again, it's going to be a little while before Alive is able to do anything with this. And here we go. He's going to drop, and he's going to drop straight into the natural now. And, well, there's Photon Overcharge available, but a lot of workers are going to go down beforehand. And Alive is going to stim. He's going to target down this Nexus here. Targets the Zealots and gets rid of them nice and quickly. Ike's stuck in the middle of the map. He's not moving forward. And he's going to continue taking damage. Every single worker on this natural expansion has been lost here. And Alive playing just absolutely perfectly against this. The Nexus will go down. Yes, both the medevacs die. But now Alive, all he has to do is hold on. He's got a couple of mines coming in as well. And remember, there's no observers out. And without observers, what is Ike going to do against the mines? He's going to lose a pylon here as well. And Alive should probably move down towards the natural. I mean, I guess there's a few units already walked in over here. And here we go. A couple of mines do go off. And Alive just going to have to stim forward here and fight this, turn this away. There's not too many units around. There's a couple of Vikings in the sky, though. There's not really any anti-air. These 2 Vikings are going to slowly just take down absolutely everything. And there's nothing to back these up. There's no pylon or anything. And the 2 mines from behind. Oh, one of them's going to go off and picks off a Colossus there. As these sentries turn around to fight the Vikings, but it's not going to be enough. And Ike, he's continuing to lose. He's cleaned up in the main base, but at the cost of the sentries and stuff he warped in over there. GG is called. And one of the strongest players here from Karnage eSports gets taken down without too much of a fight in game number 1 of this best of 7 all-kill. StarTale taking a 1-0 lead in this best of 7. Guys, we're going to very quickly jump on over to a quick commercial break. When we come back, game 2 will be on the way. I think people just move forward a little bit more. We're almost there. Whoa, we're in game. Okay, awesome. So we're underway here, guys. And we're starting off in the upper left-hand corner with the green Terran player. It's going to be from StarTale. It's Alive. And the upper right-hand corner, it's going to be our red Zerg player from Karnage eSports. It's Poo-Poo. So, TVZ now, and live going to be tested in what I would say is probably the hardest matchup to play cross server on. He is playing on EU here, so you know, is his control going to be good enough against Poopoo, especially if it goes into a macro game? We'll see what Poopoo wants to do as well, whether he's going to all in, whether he's just going to play it macro, and see what he wants to do as we get started here. So a couple of drones on the way, and yeah, just getting started, getting ready to go into this. And Overlord moving over to the left hand side of the map, alive, making a SCV right now, and again, just no gas just yet, so not going for 12 gas, which would be kind of the normal thing to do. I wonder if he's going to Macarax, because god damn it, how many times have we seen Macarax on this map in the last couple of days? And it's been a little bit crazy, actually. You know, we saw Marine King. If you're watching the it's actually just going to be a 15 gas here, which is quite interesting. We saw Marine King. This is TVZ one I'm on about. We saw it in TVP yesterday loads of times. So ignore me, I'm just being silly, not really thinking. Just saw Merry go around, saw little gas. I was like, what are you doing? So this Overlord coming across here, and yeah, we'll be coming in towards the main base very soon. So this 15 gas is going to allow Alive to get a little bit of it. He's going to get a couple of Marines out, then drop the reactor, and then he's going to be able to expand quite quickly as well. It's going to be quite interesting here as this Overlord comes in, and Alive going to try and hide this Marine. It is spotted by Poopoo, and he will begin to move away with this Overlord here. And Alive not quite seeing that Overlord, so not really sure what's up. And yeah, for now this Overlord just going to back off a little bit and wait a little bit longer, and at the same time Alive going to move out on the map and actually go a little bit on an Overlord hunt, but he won't be able to get that there. Poopoo's Overlord well away now. Well, no, it's going to be able to get over here before it goes down or anything. So a couple of Marines, the reactor now down, and the command center should be following here in the next few moments, and there it is. And we should be seeing a factory added on then once Alive reaches that next 100 gas. So please change the title, that works. I always forget to change the title on my stream. I actually haven't changed it all day long, have I? Oh well. So, Alive moving across the map here, and he's just going to go for a little bit of a scout. He does know where his opponent spawned, because I'm assuming he's seen this Overlord at some point. Or he's just getting lucky with the SCV. Either way, a couple of links coming across the map now. These two Marines still on a little bit of an Overlord hunt. They're actually trying to hunt down this Overlord right now. You know, he assumed it had changed direction kind of straight away once he realised where it was. Two more Marines still coming out here. That reactor's finished. Of course, the factory is only just building now. And this first Zergling going to get killed off without too much of an issue. And Poopoo going to be continuing to make some drones here. And, well, drones continuing to come up, and armory coming down as well from Alive. So this kind of answers our question as to what he's going to do here in this game. Going to go for a little bit of a Hellbat build, and he's going to have these Marines to back it up, and he could start a starport as well and get a couple of medevacs out if he would really like. So going to be a pretty aggressive game out of Alive, and the question is Poopoo going to have enough to hold this off? Now ideally what he's going to want is some form of Bane and Nest or something a little bit more than just Zerglings to be able to defend this. So that's what we're going to be looking for from him. But right now he doesn't really have the scouting information. He's going to start moving in right now with an Overlord, but I mean, Supply Depot sees it, and Poopoo probably realizing, hey, this guy's got enough Marines on the map. He's a pretty good player. He's not just going to let me walk in here. He's probably going to deny it. We do see two Hellions and the Marines starting across the map right now, as we see a Bane Nest on the way down for Poopoo. No third base. Okay, third base only just started from him, as these first two Hellions force a kill or cancel or something on that first creep tumor. Marine's going to head over towards this third base, and that's actually probably going to fall here. Only 12 seconds on the way, and Alive, he sees it. So he knows what's up. He's actually just really interested in focusing on the front, though. Moves these Hellions backwards. And then first 12 lings on the way. No Bane and Nest. Bane and Nest isn't finished just yet. I mean, it's on the way. Just not yet finished. And here we go. Moving forward. The Hellbat's going to start coming in. And that would be a pretty good time for these, you know, Zerglings to actually help out instead of just standing around. And they're going to come in here. They're actually going to run by. Maybe try and shut off reinforcements. Because right now he is in a lot of trouble. Poopoo is taking some pretty serious damage here. And here we go on this natural. He's already lost two queens. He's got a few Zerglings coming back. Zerglings which are going to pop from the natural, going to die quite quickly. A couple of Balins are morphing in. A couple of mains morphing in from the low ground as well. A lot of drones starting to go down. Actually only 4 in total. As these Hellbats probably should turn around and fight the Zerglings. Right now they're not doing anything. And he does not lose these, and the Balins do connect. taking down a bunch of Marines and a bunch of the Hellbats, and honestly not too much damage done there, but he does force a lot of units out of his opponent. More Hellbats being made right now, and the counterattack coming in here from Pooper. I don't think he's really going to be able to succeed too much, and in fact he turns around, not even going to try it. I'm surprised he didn't try and kill off this hatchery a little bit sooner. I mean, because he saw it so early on, he probably could have killed it off before it was finished building. You know, before it had got much health on it, so I don't think it would have delayed his push at all, but of course it does reveal that Marines are across the map, and that might alert Poo-Poo to make Berserkers a little bit sooner here. And right now, what did he actually survive with? Just a single queen. So a single queen, so that's quite a lot of damage done. That's kind of 3 queens or so lost at least. Yeah, 3 queens, bunch of lings, only 4 drones. And behind this alive, he's just going to go for 2 base all in. Look at this, he's not bothered at all about, you know, the normal kind of scenario where you take a 3rd command center and macro out of this. He's just going to make a massive Marines, a ton more Hellbats. And the only thing actually really missing for him right now is a starport. He's only on a single gas, because again, he's just making Marine Hellbat. I wonder if he's ever going to get a starport to kind of help out these units. The scan coming down into the main base, the lair is still building. And that's pretty nice information for him. Knows he's got quite a long time until Mutalisks are going to be on the map, and before he has to start defending against those. So, alive, he has a pretty good idea about what is going on right now, as people are going to be able to keep on injecting here onto this lair. And he's got the rest of his queens back up as well. A couple of Evo chambers on the way down. He's going to start investing in his upgrades, as a lot of Hellions are going to come to the middle of the map here, and these Zerglings and Banelings need to be very, very careful, because you know, this actually might force, he's making more Banelings right now, because if them Zerglings and Banelings get caught by these Hellions, a lot of them could go down. That's going to really weaken his defenses against any kind of you know, against any kind of attack which Live is going to be going for here. So moving forward, and these Hellions already going to start getting some damage done on this queen, but again, here come the Zerglings, here come the Banelings, and I mean, Alive sees them, and he's going to keep going in. He's going to get this queen then, and now he moves back, anticipating actually this move forward here, and he's going to find these morphing in Banelings, and he's going to cancel at least one of them. And I mean, Pooper just continue to make these Banes. No Baneling speed just yet though, and Alive just going to start pre-splitting. And here we go. I mean, this is going to be it. This is what's going to come down to. There's a lot of Banelings, but is it going to be enough, as Alive is moving forwards up here? And it might be time for him to stem and back off. Combat Shields is just about to finish here. The Banelings are getting kind of roasted to pieces by a lot of the Hellbats, and Alive just needs to split these Marines. And well, enough Hellbats I think have gone down now for Alive to continue pushing forward here. He's going to be able to make his way towards this 3rd base, and I don't think there's anything for Pooper now. Now that he's lost his his Banelings, he's going to have to wait for them to be remade before he continues on here. 2 Hellbats and 2 Marines sit over here to stop them drones from coming back across, and a bunch of Zerglings take a bunch of damage once they hatch out of this 3rd base as well, which is a little bit unfortunate. These Broodlings get cleaned up without too much of an issue, and I mean, this is not good at all for Pooper. He's lost his 3rd base. He's going to lose a couple more Zerglings, which we're building here. And now some Marines are going to be able to pull back and stem and whatever else. And Alive is going to be able to keep moving forward. He takes down the last few Banelings, and Pooper just not getting the connections he needs. The last few Banelings trying to morph in, they don't connect to anything at all. And 30 supply down. Pooper is going to have Alive marching into his natural right now. The last few Banelings trying to morph in, but they're not anywhere close to being done. And this should be GG. Alive just targeting down 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, the Banelings don't hit anything at all here. Another stim forward, and Alive is going to win this with this kind of 2 base all in. A pretty interesting build here from Alive. As I mean, he didn't even have medevacs with this, and now he's going to take down these last few drones. He's going to continue to fall. GG is called, and Alive takes game number 2 as Poo-Poo taps out, and StarTale take a pretty swift 2-0 advantage in this best of 7 all-kill series, the semi-finals of the SC2 Improved Team League Season 3. Guys, once again, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with game number 3 in a few moments' time. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you hit that follow button. Otherwise, we'll be back with a few moments with game 3 of Karnage vs. StarTale. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner of the map. From StarTale, it is Alive. He's playing in the green once again here. Again in the round of 8, StarTale took a 4-1 victory against Vegas Squadron. It was a all-kill from Curious after Alive dropped game number 1 to Freya. Alive not doing anything here, making sure his team's pretty much okay. As Karnage is, they took their victory in the round of 8 against Red Bloods. Pretty impressive performance actually from Evaya then. He was sent out first. He took 3 maps in a row, something none of us were really expecting. And then he did get taken down by Blitztab, but Ike came out and secured the win. And that was that. So, Again, let's see what's going to happen. Another ZVT then, and immediately Namshar actually going to go check around for 2 racks or anything along those lines. Wants to make sure nothing too crazy is happening, nothing bad, and just going to check around to see if anything is taking place around here. So for now, no, the answer is absolutely nothing is happening, and this drone is going to be able to just keep on moving around, and he's not going to see anything, not going to have to react to anything, and Namshar is just going to drop his hatchery first in the next few moments here as he comes up to 300 minerals. In fact, he's not moving the drone down to the natural, now he is. So he's starting to move that drone down to the natural. He's going to be able to take this hatchery in just a couple of moments here. So hatchery going to go down, and at the same time Namshar just moving in towards his main base. So Namshar moves in towards his opponent's main base, and this drone is going to be picking away at this SCV here. And an SCV from Alive is going to start chasing these this drone around a little bit. So Namshar trying to escape. He's going to run around a little bit and try and see what is up. Namshar actually locked in here now, and I mean, he pretty much knows what's happening. He sees this gas, and again, what gas time was this? Not too sure actually. A little bit weird. It's he's going to have the money for a reactor now, but I assume he's going to make a second marine. So it may have just been a 13 gas actually. 13 gas, I guess that kind of makes sense. Either way, it's a gas without a Reaper, and Namshar going to start taking some damage on this Overlord, which is trying to get above high ground. It should be safe, shouldn't lose this, and it doesn't look as though he will, as you can see, this Overlord going to get to the high ground now. Second Marine coming in. We won't be here soon enough, but oh well, Alive. He's not interested in making anything else on this barracks. He's going to bring this barracks forward. He's going to give some high ground vision to be able to pick off this early Overlord of Namshar. Namshar back at home. Gas is on the way for him. He's starting to mind that there was a pool before the gas, though. And again, this Overlord will now go down. Alive can drop this barracks. Where's he going to drop it? Over here and put the reactor on it. So the reactor's going to be a little bit late, but not too late. And dropping his natural command center right now as well, as he goes on a hunt for another Overlord here. And already Namshar actually turning this Overlord around, realizing, hey, I'm not going to make it anywhere safely with this. Better just get back home and as fast as I can, basically, and you know, turn it around and probably get it up here where it's going to be the safest. And you can see that's what Alive is looking for right now, that Overlord to have continued moving across. But again, Namshar responding well to make sure that's not going to be the case here. So Alive, nice little opening, picks off an Overlord and kind of slightly disrupts the build of Namshar, and he only gets, you know, the only negative side of this is for him, he's a little bit late on this reactor. It's going to be a little while before the reactor Hellions begin, but not too much longer. Factory going to finish up now, and this SCV going to actually build a starport. Okay, wow, so this is quite interesting then. A starport coming in very quickly, a second gas coming in too, so we're going to see a Cloak Banshee play. Or maybe just a Banshee play, we'll see in a few moments time, but this will be a tech lab build and right next to that starport. And the most important thing here is that Namshar has absolutely no scouting possibilities, you know, because he's had his Overlords turned away. There is absolutely no way at all he can scout on this map, you know, he's never going to make it over here. His closest Overlord is actually at his natural base, so Namshar's in a lot of trouble in terms of actually getting vision, in terms of actually finding out what's going on. And well, I mean, that's going to be a little bit of a negative thing. It means he kind of has to blind counter everything, and so, you know, he has two options. Either he plays greedy, and if he plays greedy, you know, if he plays greedy, then he has the possibility of, you know, just getting himself too far behind because he's, no, I'm saying the wrong thing. If he plays greedy, then he's got the possibility of just dying because he's not ready for a Cloak Banshee or something like that. But if he plays too safe, then, you know, all of a sudden, he's in a lot of trouble because maybe he uses up too many drones and puts himself at a little bit of a disadvantage as well. Now, I definitely think it's going to be better to play safe and just assume, right, he could be doing this, because then you only put yourself at a disadvantage, not in a position where you might just lose the game. So the first two Hellions come forward here for Alive. They're going to see the timing of this third base and say, well, okay, you know, it's not that weird. Bailiness about to finish up here for Namshar, and you know, Zerglin speed's finished, but he doesn't have many Zerglins out on the map. It doesn't look as though he's going to try and all in. There's 10 Zerglins being made, but I'm assuming more than anything it's going to be for defensive purposes. And well, ooh, for the slightest second there, he did see that Banshee, but only for the kind of an absolute millisecond. I don't think he was looking. So you know, with the Italians on this tower, he knows where his opponent is, and this Link going to take this tower over here, but he still doesn't quite see that Banshee. So still completely blind to this. There's an armory coming down as well, so it's not just going to be a Hellion Banshee, it's going to be a good old Hellion Banshee build. As now moving in towards the main base, going to try and get some damage done. The more damage you can get done now, the more damage the Hellbats are going to do when they morph in in a few moments' time. This Banshee coming in right now. There's a cloak, no detection at all. And he's just going to start picking off these workers, and immediately here, this is not good for Namshar. 3 workers lost, and more will be lost. He's decided not to run away with this. He's just going to sit and take the damage, and 5 workers killed. Now he's realizing he kind of has to run away, and at least he's going to force the Banshee to move a little bit here. And Alive now going to control this quite nicely, and he's trying to go for the Queen. Okay, he's getting that drone as well. 9 workers killed now, as these Hellions are grouping up at the front. Armory's about to be ready, and well, there's a few Banelings here. If this Banshee picks off the Banelings, that would be pretty nice, and the Hellions are going to pick off 3 of them as well, and there's the 4th Baneling dead. And now all of a sudden there's 8 Hellbats, and Namshar has absolutely no answer to this. Moving forward here, these Hellbats are going to try come forward and chase this down. Some drones being pulled away. This Banshee is probably going to go down if Alive isn't careful. He's not paying attention to it, and he will lose that. So 3 Queens here are going to be the kind of required answer to try and help out these help out the Zerg play with these Hellbats. As a couple of drones come back to the low ground here, the Banelings, there's only 2. Okay, there's a few of them. But are they going to be able to get the connections they need? As 1 Hellbat's left behind and starts already picking these off. And the split of his Hellbats to these Banes are going to do absolutely nothing, basically. And Alive going to move in towards this mineral line. I know he's starting to get some juicy kills on this, as the Queen's going to go down here as well. And, well, things not looking good at all right now. Namshar is going to be able to clean this up, but he's taken some pretty major damage. Another 9 workers lost, and behind this Alive, 3rd base is halfway done. He's 9, well, he's a few workers, yeah, okay, he's 4 workers up. He's a little bit more, but Namshar had been making some workers, and Namshar lost a lot of mining time there as well. So 19 workers killed in total. Hellbat Banshee is held off, turned away. But now, I mean, the production for Alive is starting to kick in. He's going to be able to move forward with this. Has to be a little bit careful, because there's actually nothing in position to defend this 3rd base, so you might actually have that denied for a little while. Not cancelled, but just delayed. As we sit here and wait to see what's going to happen. A couple of Marines in this bunker. As this SCV is moving back and forwards, it will end up finishing up this command center. So, unfortunately for Namshar, not able to get anything done with this. There's that orbital command coming in now. Alive probably needs a couple more barracks added on here. Perhaps. Actually, no, that's Namshar's money I'm looking at. Namshar needs to find a way to spend his money. Maybe taking a couple more gases. He's only on 2 gases right now. He has his lair up, but he hasn't really had an opportunity to make a spire. And he's just now started his upgrades. The upgrade's slightly ahead here for Alive, as he's going to set up a double drop right now. His stim pack's going to be finished up by the time this gets over to the other side of the map. Of course, no combat shields just yet. It's a very delayed set of bio upgrades because of the way he opened here. And Viking just clearing out this Overlord now, so he's actually going to have no vision at all of this double drop coming into the main base. The Viking is also, the Overlord's also going to die, and this Queen's not going to be there in time to save it. So this double drop is completely unknown to Alive right now, as he moves into the middle of the map, and there's a lot of Zerglings trying to hit this 3rd base, and they will come in right now. But this is the opportunity for him to move in and do some damage of his own. I mean, yes, he's going to take some damage here, but it's not all that bad, especially if he's going to do a lot of damage in the main base. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. Already coming in here and picking off a bunch of drones there. 6 killed, and the number keeps on rising. 7, 10. In fact, every single worker here might just go down. These Marines are forfeit as this last... Okay, he gets rid of the spore crawler before the second medevac goes down. Every single drone in the main base killed off. 19 workers killed. The spawning pool's going to go down as well. There's no way for him to stop this. And again, I think now the kind of damage Namshar did pales in comparison to the damage in which Alive has just achieved here. Moving forward, this medevac is... I mean, the Viking's still even picking off Overlords here and there, and Namshar, he's on 33 drones, and I mean, 1-1's finished for Alive. His own 1-1's about to finish as well, but he's not going to be able to afford 2-2. He's making some more Banelings now, and I mean, it might just be that he has one last chance to try and move across the map and win. He's about down by about 50 supply, and Alive just seems to be playing a little bit too well today for Namshar to be able to take any opportunity to kind of beat him. The Hellbats did way too much early on. Combat Shield's not finished here yet, and he's going to have to start splitting. And well, the Banelings are actually going to do a pretty good job here. The splits will continue, and you know, they weren't the best splits, but they were adequate. And there's still a few units left over, and the Marines, ooh, well, okay, it actually worked out okay in the end, as these few units will back away from these Queens, but reinforcements already coming out here. Namshar, he took an okay fight there, but you know, an okay fight isn't really the fight he needs. He needs a really good fight. And as it stands right now, these units are just going to keep on just going to keep getting some reinforcements. He's going to put some Marines in a bunker at the 3rd base as well. And Namshar with another wave of Ling is starting to move out here. He's still on 33 drones. He's not remade drones after losing all of those. And I mean, overall in the game, 40-ish workers have been killed. 38. 38 workers killed, some more Zerglings being made, a couple more Banelings being morphed in as well. And, well, more Marines rallying out into the middle of the map. Some more medevacs coming in, some more Halberds joining up as well. Yeah, this drop actually came back into the main base. Didn't kill any further workers, but did pick off a queen here. And I'm sure just, I mean, what's he trying to do? Is he just trying to win the game with one big fight? Because, I mean, other than that, what's his backup plan? He isn't mining his main base. You know, he's got okay saturation. He's only just saturated as natural. He's not saturated on his first, so he doesn't even have 2 full bases mining now. As these Zerglings are going to come around this side and maybe try to run to the natural, but, I mean, alive, he has the depot down at the minute. But, I mean, he's literally hoping, unless he's just going to try and come in from behind and try and attack here. He gets the depot up, so he's just going to have to try and come in from behind if he wants to actually fight. But he doesn't. He looks as though he's just going to be happy running away. And Namshaw, I mean, again, he just does not find a way to do anything right now. The third base for Alive has just been mining for so long. And again, Namshaw, he's barely mining anywhere. No mining in the main, barely mining on the third. This is not good for him as Alive is just playing this very patiently. His 2-2 is about to finish, and that could very well be the time in which he decides to start moving across this map. As the Halberds and Marauders are going to come to the front, start tanking this damage. There's a lot of Marines behind still. And stimming now, it looks as though Alive, will he have enough to clean this up? I think the answer will be just about yes. There's plenty of Marines left over here. And the last few Banelings go down. GG is called, and Alive is on fire right now. And he puts StarTale onto match point, 1 map away from going into the grand finals of the SC2 Improved Team League Season 3. StarTale with a fantastic game. It is in the upper left, well, the centre left side of the map from Karnage eSports. It's Insane. On the positive side of things, hey, at least if they lose, they've got the 3rd place match to play for, which hasn't been around in previous seasons. So they've still got an opportunity after this, but I mean, again, it's going to be tough. I mean, I'm sure they wanted to go all the way, but hey, you know, StarTale is a tough opponent. It's a shame they had to meet them in the semi-finals, but that's just the look of the draw as we head over to the bottom right hand side of the map to introduce StarTale's Alive, the Green Terran player here. He's been playing pretty well today and on the verge of an all kill. Going to join the crew of StarTale players who have all killed this season. Already Hack, Life, Curious have all killed. I think Pet's all killed as well. I think Alive's one of the only StarTale players who hasn't all killed so far this season, so let's see what happens. Barracks, sorry, a gas. Oh, is that Barracks or a gas first? Barracks, then a gas first from Alive. Sorry, oh my god, what am I talking about? Barracks followed by a gas on 12, so it looks as though he just wants to open up with a Reaper here. It's on the other side of the map where we see a gas first coming in from Insane, and that's going to allow him to get his factory up and running here nice and quickly. And yeah, he's going to get this up and running nice and quick. He's going to be a little bit aggressive with this, perhaps, and it could just be a defensive opening as well. But generally, when he sees his opponent's opening Reaper, he's going to be able to go into aggression from there. So this Barracks is building right now, and this SCV from Alive starting to come across the map. Alive just mined with 3 workers on this gas, and that first Reaper is on the way out. So sticking in gas, which isn't a surprise. He's probably going to want to follow this up with a reactor factory combination, and of course from there he can do a few different things. Pretty much whatever he would like to do. You know, anything goes once you get that factory up. You can add a second gas, you can go tanks, you can go Banshees, you can go Raven, you can go reacted Hellions, you can drop, you can make a Viking, you can do anything. So really interested to see how both these guys are going to go once they have their factories up and running. It's going to be Insane who has that situation up and going for himself first here, as his factory's coming up to be able to be finished up in a couple more moments, and getting a couple of Marines out to begin with, and after that he'll be able to get going. So Insane just moving around with this Marine. He's going to move this over to the corner, and this other Marine is going to come over to this right hand side as well. Starport coming down here, and again this is going to be a 1-1-1 opening as we would expect from a gas first. This Reaper coming in, and most importantly for this Reaper, he's going to scout, and he's not just going to scout the 1-1-1, he also scouts the second gas coming in here. So nice little opening for Alive because he gets to see what his opponent's up to, and this gives him the ability to respond however he sees fit. A Hellion on the way out here for Insane, a Tech Lab coming down on the barracks. I wonder if, I would imagine it's going to be a Banshee play. I don't really see him going into a drop play if he's got a second gas or if he's building a Tech Lab. It just doesn't really add up. So expecting this barracks to lift and swap over with the starport. There's this Hellion is trying to chase this Reaper, but Alive going to cut the corner off and hopefully try and get away. This Hellion not going to continue chasing, so the Reaper is going to be able to escape for now. And second gas up and running. There's a Raven on the way out, so it's going to be a Raven opening here from Insane, which is a little bit you know, a Raven opening is a little bit more, you know, it's a little bit of a safer opening. You can still be aggressive with it in a couple of ways. You know, Raven, double medevac drops, that kind of thing, with a couple of tanks and stuff. And it doesn't look as though that's what we're seeing right now. And unless there's going to be a reactor onto the barracks in a tech lab factory. We'll see what Insane wants to do. Looks like he's going to drop the expansion right now. As still just Reaper popping back in and continue to check what's up. He sees the, you know, he sees this on here. He sees the Raven building, and because he sees a Raven building, he doesn't know if it's a Raven or Banshee. But the lack of a cloak, I would imagine, is going to be a sign that it's probably a Raven, or a sign at least that he doesn't need to bother too much about you know, detection. And so he's just going to make a Viking, and that will show it down. If it is a Banshee, if it's a Raven, well, hey, you know, a Viking's never going to go amiss anyway. So a few Hellions popping out here for live. Going to land his natural command center here, and he's only one worker up right now. In fact, even on workers, but he'll get a couple more workers ahead before this finishes up here. So guys, this continues on. Alive continues to move up this side of the map as a single Hellion for Insane trying to see what's up. Going to try and poke in towards his opponent's natural before Hellions await this Hellion. In fact, Insane stops it short and just staying here waiting to see if anything is going to cross the map. And Live doing something similar, just positioning his Marines in such a way to spot anything coming out of his opponent's base, which is heading towards his main or towards the front of his natural. Wouldn't see anything across this side, but that's not as important in an area to watch as double medevac now starts. And well, this is what I was saying, you know, double tank Marine drop with the Raven. It's it can be quite strong, so he is Alive going to be able to hold on. He's actually getting an armory up right now. As he continues to build Hellions, he's going to be able to get some Hellbats out, and that's already going to be a pretty good situation for him. And again, with this map control, he should have a pretty good warning of what's going to be coming in. It kind of depends, though, of course. I mean, there's going to be double medevacs, so he's going to lift everything up. So it kind of does depend here, as he's actually cancelled the second tank. So something's gone a little bit wrong in his build, because he's cancelled the second tank, and there should be 2 tanks in here right now. The Marine's going to spot this immediately, though. Look at this. The Marine sees these 2 medevacs coming across the map. And, well, Alive, he's actually going to turn around with his drop. Absolutely perfect. The Vikings coming to intercept. And immediately here, some damage being done. He doesn't want to lose that medevac with the tank in it. And he's actually forced to drop out that tank now. A medevac goes down with a couple of Marines left, but at least he got the tank out. But things are not going well at the start of this here for Insane. As Alive now does feel safe enough to load up that drop. And he's going to move around, go from a different angle. There's a fair few Hellbats up on the high ground. And Insane, he might try and still elevate it in towards the main base here. A couple more Vikings come out, and I mean, this should actually be denied simply by the Viking count of his opponent. And a couple of auto turrets coming down here. Going to start picking away at whatever they can. But again, I'd be surprised if they're really able to do all too much, as this medevac needs to be very careful with where it's actually going. As this prop about to come in towards the main base now. So Insane gonna have to pull his SCVs away, because these Hellions are gonna get ready to go roasting. At the same time, these Vikings are continuing to pick off a few units here and there, but Insane's just gonna lose a ton of SCVs. His whole mineral line is gonna start getting killed off. There's nothing here to defend, and he's just gonna, you know, he's making a marauder. That's about to come up. But other than that, it's gonna be pretty slow defense here, and 11 workers killed at the same time. He's just left his tank and his couple of turrets over here, and he's just gonna turn around and go back home. And I mean, the medevac actually deserted these Hellions, but now they can go into Hellbats and continue doing damage. Even the Marauder are going to have to kite away from this. 18 workers have been killed, and Alive is doubling the supply of his opponent right now. And this Hellbat do get taken down here without too much of an issue. I mean, look at this. Alive just going to load up, move across the map with these Hellbats and keep on dropping. And I think he could probably end the game. Drop these Hellbats on top of this army, and game is going to be over. So yeah. So, a few Hellbats in these medevacs still, and other Hellbats still continue to come across the map. As Alive is getting ready to move forward. Scan comes down here, and this could be the opportunity for Alive to move in, and here we go. He's going to come in and just drop on top. And Insane, does he have enough? He's starting to split these Marines up, but hey, Hellbats, dude. And these Hellbats are just going to absolutely destroy everything. GG is called, and Alive secures his all kill here. 4 games to 0. An all kill for Alive, and StarTale move into the move into the grand finals of SC2 Improved Team League Season 3. So, what we're going to do, guys, is we're actually not going to bother casting the first game of Cascade versus Alternate, because that's actually still being played right now. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to go straight into Game 2 of Cascade versus Alternate, our second semi-final of the SC2 Improved Team League Season 3. Commiserations to Karnage eSports, a good attempt. It wasn't the most impressive of games from them.